All of our teams, remember, are in close proximity to one another, so I should expect it to be a pretty explosive start here. As already seeing the Yoto ultimate coming out here from 28HH, trying to find those slashes onto the TE members. They've got one low, but the charms have connected in, and 28HH, his health bar now blinking. Sparkrain trying to find the tether off, can't quite make the connection, but the counter for 28HH on the TXJ just flattens him, and TE now down a player. Very, very rough for them, as now Sparkrain does get found out by VV. VV with the purple armor and the purple spear, able to put some serious damage in, looking to connect on with this stun, and I don't think everyone can break away. 28HH is going to get himself cooked up, taken down. TE, they've got the Bane's Breath, they have the power, they're going to be able to buy themselves this zone and pick up TXJ. So even though they lost that player, it's Alliance who actually do come out on the worst for this, losing 2, and they don't have their revives. Oh no, they've got their revives, the ring goes for them. But Sparkrain has his revive. He doesn't want to use it, but TE are hunting him down.
Oh, he's trying to hide.
Place to hide. Has Leo seen him?
Nope.
The grand escape.
Oh, TXJ.
No,
TXJ
Leo.
might drop down directly onto him.
He's found him. Sparkrain, unlucky, mate. Nice attempt. It was a nice little hide. He does still have the revive, so he'll be able to get himself back up. Gets countered on the way out, and down he goes.
Okay, respect to Sparkrain. Double parry is definitely one way to be able to survive a 1 versus 3 for a little bit longer, but I mean, it's very quickly going to be a matter of survival as we head back over to have a look at J-Team potentially taking a fight against XCG, deciding potentially not to take this one on the low ground. J-Team wanting to have that first engagement, that first advantage, sitting up on the high ground, trying to find an opening with those bow shots, chunking down a little bit of armor, but it's actually ZK who's going to be losing the majority of that blue, and we're immediately now going to see the Tater ultimate come through. XCG trying to land in with this Viper, the V2 looking for that silence and trying to take advantage of the stun. The Witch and teleport immediately out as XCG had actually lost the Yoto. The Viper ultimate not being used to be able to pave the way for the Yoto ultimate, but instead opening up the space for the Wu Chen to be able to safely get everyone back out. But unfortunately, it might not be safe enough. Jake, this is one of the nerfs that occurred on Wu Chen's teleport. It's so much easier to see where he goes horizontally, and immediately J-Team are able to sniff out the location as we head back into shipwrecking. KLA just being smacked against the wall. Jiao who just continuing to pressure KLA's Rosemary, who goes down. The Witch and will be able to find the TP, and they will be able to find the revive too. Rosemary had not been in the Ken form long enough for them to have to tap out of it and look to reposition. Instead, they have been able to pick that teammate up and immediately look to reposition so that they're able to safely book it out of the fight when they know that they're down in that ultimate economy, as J-Team are still harassing XCG. Xiaonan just not being able to break away. Full stagger in cycle for J-Team with the Takeda ultimate, setting up those dual blades to just keep him continuously locked in when he has absolutely no way of being able to break out, as OUG come into the area looking potentially for the third party. They've seen that J-Team invested that Takeda ultimate, and they now want to try and come in to collect. OUG's SS does indeed have the Tessa ultimate. Are we going to see J-Team try and nip through the portal to be able to book it out of this engagement? There it is, Tessa ultimate thrown out. Immediately they're going to try and isolate the Tessa with the Temi ultimate, but SS is actually able to sidestep away before the Sandstorm locks him down, and immediately now we're going to see that no ult zone being popped by J-Team, so OUG cannot take advantage of anything going their way, of that Tessa ultimate being able to be thrown back out when it hits 55% rage charges. ZK just continues to try and lock down OUG. SS coming now in with the pulse, with the charge, right click. ZK charging up the cavalry blim, looking to connect, but unfortunately had to turn away so far from the fight to be able to charge it up that he loses KKX in the meantime, and he's too late on the peel. ZK's gonna go down.
YSJ's going as well. He did get a cheeky bow shot on the way out, so takes out one of the OUG members, 2 of the OUG members actually there. J-Team are able to get their revives off, go reposition, and there's a chance, but they may feel comfortable just to jump on OUG if they're trying to make their way out of the zone. I very much doubt it, but there is a potential that they could do that. Try and just gatekeep them from rejoining in, because they know they're going to have to burn a lot of resources to get back into the zone. But J-Team, it looks like they are actually going to respawn at this Soul Altar here. The problem is a lot of the loot in the area has been picked clean at this point, and J-Team now not going to be able to go challenge Aroma Yang if they want to, just due to the fact that they, they don't have the gear for it. So I don't expect them to do that.
I mean, they're probably going to try and grief the entrance.
Yes, that's probably the best game plan for them. Is
to stop another team, or to just pick up a player, pick up a kill, and stop them being able to have all three of their people go into that portal.
Well, TRG been relatively quiet this game because we haven't seen them have that grief moment. Looks like they are just going to be inside this Rama Yang, and honestly, nerves seem to be playing a factor. Maybe a little bit of patience as well. Doesn't look like anyone's overly interested in getting involved in those Rama Yangs, and DRG might just be getting one for free. Speaking of getting a freebie, FPX get this Mora's Blessing for free. Very FPX, if ever I've seen one. Like, they're very good at just securing free gear and getting these Mora's Blessings uncontested, so they're going to be sitting quite happy off the back of that. I'll see what they get from it, though, because I didn't see what the buff was inside. But DRG, they do take their Rama Yang for free. Don't have to go through a fight. That is crazy for the first Rama Yang.
Yeah, that's free roam.
That is insane that that's free. So they get, they're going to get the Vermilion Bird's Might, and nobody's really going to do anything about that one. And we'll see what FPX decide to pick up themselves.
I mean, essentially now, we're probably going to see all of these teams bunker up and wait for those buffs. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Like you said, it's not nerves that's playing a part. It's the fact that all of that early aggression has seen a lot of the Fireflies, like 75% of the Fireflies on this map, have now gone. It's probably in actuality closer to about 80%. So these teams, they know that their ultimates aren't going to be coming online as much as possible. We're already seeing a lot of early aggression and potential third parties come through. No one wants to put themselves into a fight, especially when Sand Siphon is the dominating composition on the lobby because of how long those fights run. The chances of another team being in the area, seeing that commotion, or just coming through and scouting it out goes up every single second that a fight continues. As heading over to Mines, we're going to see the Viper ultimate come through, that V2 not allowing Sanzi to be able to break away, as Alliance are going to use it to hound this Takeda down with that Yodo ultimate, but immediately you can see the zip sustainability kicking in, healing DRG Sanzi up through it, as well as being able to rely on his Temi ultimate to be able to just make sure Alliance are not able to find that kill, find that confirmation, and that is the problem of Sand Siphon that this Attack on Titan composition faces. The Yoto ultimate just doesn't have enough burst damage to be able to find the kill through the Zip V2.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, still got the Vermilion Bird's Might onto DRG, so they're feeling quite comfortable. Still got that port out, but just going to be looking to grab themselves a bit more gear, a bit more resources right now. I didn't actually see what FPX got from their own, not their Rama Yang, they didn't do that, the Mora's Blessing. Haven't got that overlay, so not entirely sure what they picked up. But DRG definitely do have that Vermilion Bird's Might. We'll be looking for a fight off the back of it. Sansi doing a little bit of scouting. Can see them, and Alliance have been found here. So Sansi opening up, doesn't have his ultimate available to him though, so they need to be careful. But the Yoto ult is also down on the side of DRG here. As sorry, an Alliance here is 28HH, used that earlier. Spark Ray and running very low on HP, is going to find himself in a bit of danger as Wu Xin is down. Corki will be next to follow as well. As the good little camper comes in, Lin's trying to make a break for it. Spark Rain, very low HP, will find himself caught out. 28HH does go down. Spark Rain, quick to follow, and DRG, absolutely wonderful one here. 28HH is actually able to take out Corki in response, and now Santi's found himself in a bit of danger. Alliance have actually found a pretty good turnaround here.
Oh, this is risky.
Down. That's it done.
Oh, that was
turnaround.
That was so risky for Sansi, but we'll talk about that later because there's a third party coming in for EWG, and Alliance just burned that Yodo ultimate. Do they have the Wu Chen teleport? They haven't been able to pick up Spark Rain. They do have the Wu Chen teleport. They're immediately going to be able to relocate themselves. They are so lucky that they did not have to use that one. And we're going to talk about how good Lin was in that fight right now, because not enough appreciation for Wu Chen in these trios, I feel. Not only was Lin been able to hold on to the ultimate and make sure that Sparkrain is carried out before EWG can come in and find those kills off of an alliance that is still mid-recovery. But in that fight, up against DRG, Lin is constantly reapplying the wind wall, not to block projectiles, but to refresh his players' shields, so they get a little bit more sustainability and are able to keep themselves still going up against the zip and all of the healing that zip provides. Why it was risky for DRG is because if you look at that Vermilion Bird's Might, when Sansi goes down, it has about 20 seconds left on it. If he'd actually decided to try and take that fight for a little bit longer, he could potentially have gone down, losing the buff, and therefore not actually getting to respawn back into the lobby unless his team buys him back in. It is so lucky for Sansi that Alliance are able to finish him off that quickly, that he doesn't lose the buff and goes down with it still intact, and as a result is able to regroup with his team.
Man, honestly, it's so cool watching Wu Shen after the nerfs, because obviously people have to be like way more intelligent with their play on Wu Shen. It's so fun to see. I mean, also, that is one of the few areas when you're fighting in the mines where like Wu Shen's TP doesn't feel the nerf as much, because they've got to basically wiggle the way out of the mines to find you, and you've already blinked out and run away. So really interesting to see Wu Shen since the changes and how people pilot this character, because he's no less relevant. He's just a bit harder to kind of pull off and play. And I think that makes him so much more interesting to watch. Is right now we can see GG. It's been a very quiet game for these guys at the top of the table. Obviously, they do have a game which can be a little bit more chill for them, thanks to their play leading up to this point. But they do need to also stay relevant. They need to make sure that they do get some points on the board and keep themselves at that top of the table, because you don't want that one game that was a low scorer to be the reason you didn't win.
I mean, they're playing for last fight, honestly.
Yes, they are.
If you saw what they're running, yes, they still have blue armor, but they've been prioritizing being able to roll for those jades. Because Miski on that Cicada, he has the dual halberds, he also has dragon-like might. LXM has even got stanchion sky pillar, so he's going to be able to silence, and as a result, they're not going to be running into a Realm of Yang. They're going to be using that Temi ultimate, trying to open the Morris Blessing. Love the BM coming through from EWG, just sending the Phoenix Blast through the Temi wind wall, so that GG are not able to successfully complete the load bar and actually open this, as GG have been griefed out. EWG coming in with Phoenix into Merciless, just not allowing GG that immediate loot upgrade. And you have to remember as well, they held on to their ultimates. GG invested theirs. FPX, however, coming out of a successful Realm of Yang that they got for free, going to be picking up the Mystic Might and the damage reduction that is accompanied alongside it. So they have all of the confidence as well as all of their ultimates, which get refreshed automatically upon exiting that portal. No. And it's literally just griefing this Morris Blessing. Who's going to be able to pick it up? WBG might be regretting trying to make a move on that one as the Flamer comes through and just chunks Sleepwalker down. The Wu Chen teleport buys them a little avenue of safety, but they have to go into the Bane's Breath to be able to pull it off. And they get found out by FPX, who drop the Temi ultimate and lock them down into it.
3-man hit by the Bane's Breath. FPX, where have they been? They are back in action. Absolutely beautiful to watch them do that. Dongjing just like dumped half a load of a flamer into WBG while they're standing on the Mora's Blessing. That was disgusting. And WBG, that Jing's not coming back. That is it. He's out. So WBG now running a 2-man team. Actually, no, sorry, that's a 1-man team. Although their Wu Chen is their alive person. We'll see if they can get anyone else up, but I don't think they're going to be able to. They obviously didn't have ultimate available. That is rough. That is really rough for them. As we are going to see the zips out to safety here from XCG. Wu Shen porting them out. EWG will be able to get Xiaolue up. Make sure that they do get a reset off the back of that one. No! He's been found! He's all right. He's not all right. He's down. He's almost down.
He's got a zip.
It's very fine. Close. He does have a zip, and it looks like Rosemary actually is the one who pays the ultimate price. Sparkrain jumping in, and a third party from Alliance secures from the kill. KLA do get the pick up in time. The wind walls come out just to block out the projectiles, and an instant punch to the ultimate there from the Viper from CXZ just to get away. It was getting heated in that area for way too long. We can
still
see
is.
the scoreboard on our board right now. J-Team with 9 kills, leading the kill lead right now. OUG, 7 kills for themselves. This could be OUG and J-Team's moment to climb up the ladder a little bit and try and reshuffle the standings for today's finals.
Yeah, GG, unfortunately, because they got griefed out of that immediate loot upgrade from the Morris Blessing. Again, having to play a lot more passively until they're able to trade all of those blue armors up into purple or potentially legendary. And as a result, still sitting at 0 kills currently. And a lot of these teams really playing that aggressive level. GG, if they don't make that move soon, they're at risk of losing that position off of that passivity that we were talking about, as KLA going to be doing a little bit of shopping in the no ult zone. TE's TXJ going to be actually picking themselves up a rebuff charm that was still available in one of those dealers. If they can find themselves a soul altar, it's a huge risk, because the one currently that we can see on the map is highly contested at the moment between KLA and OUG, and there is not going to be a third realm of Yang spawning, rather to keep teams' attentions away from that soul altar. And if you do come back without the help of a million birds, mate, you lose everything. You come back with great armor, but you lose all of your loot. And you're an absolute sitting duck. So if you play your cards wrong with that rebirth charm, you're just adding another kill potentially to your competition. As we can see GG showing up, looking to maybe third party, but currently no team is actually being forced too far outside of their comfort zone. No ultimate currently being pressured out of any player too early, as KLA is taking a little bit of poke pressure coming through from EWG on the opposite end, but nothing that the Wu Chen F can't alleviate. No ultimate going to be invested, everyone conserving those resources, knowing that if they make that play, if they overstep, every single team in this lobby is going to turn on to them, as TE, very much aware that they can't go for the soul altar in the middle of everyone, has to go to where the zone is actually closing up into to be able to buy VVV back. Because we're going to have a look at the replay. Oh my goodness, FPX, this is how they just annihilate TE in the matter of moments. As you can see, that's what we were talking about. They anticipate where the Wu Chen teleports to, and Dong Qing cuts them off before they're able to find the recovery. Leo being hounded away from his Tessa, taking all of the chase so that they can just prioritize survivability and disengage at least one player safely to live another day. But the worst might happen, Jake. OUG are hunting. They're going to see that a player just came back into this lobby. They know that it's got to be one of these far-right soul altars. Someone could potentially try and hunt TE down.
Yeah, looks like for now, TE are going to be A-okay, but they do have to be very, very careful. 9 minutes left on the clock and still 30 players left in the lobby. It is going to be a very compact and final circle. GG right now are ruling the high ground and are looking pretty scary. Like you said, they put a lot of money into Soul Jades. They got themselves pretty set up, but because they haven't got much more than just that blue loot, they are very susceptible to getting bursted out. They've got to be super careful for that one. And you can see the Bane's Breath breaks out and kind of stirs up the hornet nest of players in the area who all need to kind of spread out. And another fight for Amora's Blessing looks to be breaking out here over this one. DRG and I believe it was FPX. Yeah, FPX looking to go for it. FPX not used to having to fight for their Amora's Blessings. They normally just get them for free. So I think they're a little confused on what's happening here. FCG also in the area, and Alliance. So if one team steps up to that Mora's Blessing and gets hit by, you know, like a Tammy's Zephyr or something, you are in some serious danger. J-Team as well in the area. Also only got blue armor, considering that they got those 9 kills. Blue armor, pretty scary for them. FPX do step forward though, put out the Sandstorm, and they're going to get their hands onto that golden armor and all of the loot available in there. So they're going to be sitting pretty. You'll see if some of these teams, those blue armor players, are going to run over and see if they can grab their hands onto that purple armor left in the box. There's FPX making a break for it. Looks like they have got away with it.
Oh, that's a legendary Katana for Xiaohu's Thunderstorm. Oh, that's huge.
Ow.
You love it. You love it when you have a legendary Soul Jade and you're able to, there it is, off of the back of Amora's Blessing, pick up the weapon necessary to be able to just put so much damage out with that weapon. T have somehow, by the way, off screen been able to get back not just one but two. TXJ coming in with the full meter jump, trying to land onto J-Team, but unfortunately he gets intercepted by a Temu Wisp and is now incredibly low. Going for Leo's Windwall to be able to get a little bit of health replenish. How's the Dragon's Roar to keep this meter dump continued to be charged up, and as a result, J-Team not really able to engage, especially because FPX see the fight going down and now look to try to intrude and pick up some kills off of a team that's already been pressured, so they can conserve those resources, show up very, very quickly, snipe those kills, chase TE away from a chance of recovery too. If they'd been able to find a kill off of J-Team, they immediately go from the grey armor of the Soul Altar Rebirth to purple. So the fact that FPX are able to actually stop TE from being able to pick that up is absolutely huge, because like you said, FPX starting off this day incredibly low in the leaderboard. They need to stop the teams that are currently in the top 5 from being able to pick up momentum at the beginning of the day to be able to close up that gap, as GG still unable to find themselves purple armor. At least they've got some purple weapons, but it's going to be so hard for them to have the sustainability and confidence to take a fight against some of these teams that just outweigh them in terms of that sustainability.
It is getting really heated here. 31 players. J-Team able to actually fight EWG off this ledge and take down Yiran. They're even guarding the Karen to make sure that he cannot get picked up. Still, good weapons for them, but bad armor layout. A lot of people are very squishy right now, as Corky able to finish up WBG's PP with the bow shot as well in the distance on the kill feed. And we're in the Buccaneer and bow phase at this point. Everybody just going range attacks out. It is carnage down here. EWG Xiaolue on the run away from OUG. His WBG do find him, but Xiaolue able to get himself in the building into safety, but he's got to be careful because there's a bunch of chipmunks outside and they are rabid in, and they jump trying to deal with him. Dongyu just joined up with Xiaolue. It looks like OUG not willing to risk everything for a kill onto a slightly weaker squad. For now.
Yeah, they can't, because Merciless Havoc is just being thrown out in the building from EWG's second player. So that if anyone tries to pressure onto the resetting player, they get stuck in the CC and everyone's going to jump on them instead. Really smart pill coming through from the team.
Really, really intelligent play for them on that front, as J-Team did a bit of resetting here. Luckily that meteor bounced off the tree and pinged off in the wrong direction. They are able to get the healing done, but having a quick look at their resources, they are starting to burn through, so even need to find the remains of someone that they can take some more gear off, or to just try and be a little bit more safe with their position. Otherwise they are going to burn through way too many resources in the next 4 minutes. It looks like YSJ has repositioned over the top, and it looks like J-Team have decided to give up that high ground and instead moving into a lower position, hoping that the circle will lead people into them, as VBV looking for a stun onto XCG, unable to make the connection, and that's our ultimate burn basically for nothing, unfortunately. Just fought the Wushen out, as J-Team actually looking to get their name in the housing industry here. Trying to get on that one last position as Miskia. No! Oh, the sandstorm comes out.
That's
GG
everything.
having to invest that.
It's not just the sandstorm, it was the V2 from the Zip as well as the F1. That's everything from GG except the Takeda ultimate being burnt. That is huge. Unfortunately for everyone else, the fight is going on the high ground. FPX still see GG, however, deciding to take full advantage. There's the thunderstorm coming through from Xiaohu. They're immediately going to be able to chunk through one player from GG, picking up Free very shortly after as well. As Dongqing getting stuck, using that Takeda, trying now to escape from DRG, who are coming with the Takeda ultimate and Sandstorm lockdown of their own. He gets stuck in the Dreadful Whale. The Zip V2 going to kick in and save the Takeda a little bit longer, but the thunderstorm comes through from Sanzi, and he's able to lock him outside of the zone. As a result, DRG are able to find a kill onto Dongqing. FPX's carry in terms of that damage and kill potential, and now it's going to be up to Water and Xiaohu to be able to buy themselves the space to potentially find that revive before Dongqing burns out, but they're having to deal with other teams. Water coming into the Dreadful Whale, the gold focus on the full charge out, just being so hard a mountain for these players to be able to surpass. As Alliance, the Sparkling tries to come in with the ultimate, doesn't manage to live long enough to be able to land the V2, and now Alliance behind this building are being jumped upon by every single team without that avenue of peel to be able to fall back onto. J-Team's ZK incredibly low, has to make sure that he doesn't go down to all of the cannon shots coming through from the inside of the building. ZK is getting so much sustainability right now. All of his teammates just trying to come in with the focus attacks to cover him so that the ranged projectiles bounce off of the hyper armor to keep him in play. The communication from J-Team absolutely on point, because if you look in the kill feed, he's only now going to go down. No, first.
He's down and finally lose ZK, and just like that, J-Team lose YSJ as well, losing players as they are bleeding out. KKX, the only man standing, and he is being forced back by OUG. They were able to have a stellar performance putting 12 kills together, but that is them done. And DRG, the team that have briefed them every bi-weekly, are the ones that removed them from the game one of this lobby. But it is now on OUG with those 11 kills to take charge of this game. They have lost their Tessa. That's the character. They've lost their Tessa, so they are going to be down a player for the moment, as Dongyu getting himself thrown down. And EWG, who've been able to hold on to that house as a two-man unit for way too long, have finally been evicted. And Xiaolue, the last member standing, may actually be looking to see himself back inside that building, as Sansi will be on the run as the King here. Now been caught out by Corki. Corki looking to finish up the King. The King freezes themselves up for the moment. They are just trying to buy some space. They've still got themselves a player who's actually down, so that is going to be OUG's final player. DRG, they just rule this final circle. Water has been found, and I think this is just going to be DRG looking to try and take this first place, but OUG trying to play for second and taking over all with the kills they've been able to put together. But DRG, 10 kills on the board, 11 kills on the board. Xiaohu on the high ground throws down the sandstorm to try and control the zone, try and control the area, as Sansi's trying to finish up onto Xiaohu, trying to finish him up. Down he goes. FPX lose their players. Wushin 98 looking to finish up the King as well. The final player, OUG, taken up by the Dreadful Whale, and DRG take game number 1.